I am with Michel Cosnard from Inria. What are you doing here?
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you at this beautiful WWW2012 in Lyon, and with so many people. You're right. My name is Michel Cosnard. I'm the chairman and CEO of Inria, the French Research Institute for Research in Informatics, in Computer Science and Applied Mathematics. More precisely, what do? We work on research at the highest level, international level, but with a clear focus on research that could have an impact on society and in particular on industry. So we try to transform research of the highest quality into technologies that could be transferred to companies, either big or small companies, or to startup. We have created 110 startups recently in the last 15 years. And also we try to have an impact on society. For example, we work in for open software dissemination. So we support and build communities for developing software, and also we have some software that we develop ourselves that we put on the web freely, so that people could use them, and that's a way for us to be part of this big move of the web. Historically, we were very close to the founding team in CERN of the web, and when Tim Berners-Lee decided to leave the CERN to go to MIT, we were part of the adventure, and when the World Wide Web Consortium was created, and Tim Berners-Lee is still the director of the W3C, the first president, Jean-François Abramatic from Inria, was elected. And it was somehow a very close connection between MIT and Inria during these years in the 90s. Later on, I mean, the W3C was, which is the organization in charge of the standardization of the web. So it's some kind of consortium with 600 companies and research centers and universities worldwide. So this consortium was headed by three entities: MIT and for Americas, Inria for Europe, and now ERSIM, the European Research Consortium for Informatics and Mathematics, which I share also, and Keio University for Japan and Asia. And this consortium is clearly in charge of the standard, of the fact that the web is can be accessed everywhere and by everybody. I mean, Tim Berners-Lee spoke of Africa this morning and said that in Africa there is no infrastructure, fiber optics or copper links, but there are mobile infrastructure, and mobile web is clearly a big importance for people that are in remote countries, for them to access. But the standards are very important, since we want everybody to access the web from everywhere and to discuss with everybody. And this is a clear goal of W3C and the reason for me to be there.
Okay. And for you, I have one other question. What do you think is the web for tomorrow?
Okay, this conference is very important for the future web. And I mean, the web is not finished. I mean, it's just the beginning. Yeah. And for years, for 21 years, it's just the beginning. And so there are many challenges. Let me just say a few of them. The first of all, I mean, the web was built to be the access to information. we are at a translation now where we want to access more knowledge rather than information. We want to transform from a society which is organized hierarchically from people that know and people that learn into prosumer, people who at the same time produce knowledge and consume knowledge. And this is a big change. What we call semantic web is the way, the technology that will enable people to do that, to transform their information into knowledge and to let the other know that. And it's a big deal. But when we speak of knowledge, we speak of the quality of the knowledge, so the trust. We speak of the access to this knowledge and the security of access. I mean, you don't want knowledge to be taken away or to be used by somebody who is not of goodwill. And trust, security, and privacy. You don't want that any knowledge be on the web if you don't agree, and that's a big challenge. And I mean, it's very important in the society we are building to have these three properties, and each of them is clearly an ethical challenge, but also a technological challenge. And when we speak of semantic web, of trust, security, and privacy, we think of social media and social networking. This is the third big challenge. I mean, the transformation of social media, the immense avenue for development in this domain, and this is clearly a big challenge at the same time for society, but also for a technology provider. Of course, the web is not only people with people, it's people with object. So, I mean, the surrounding world. And this is the future of Internet. I mean, Internet of object, or the future Internet that will allow the connected world to be interconnected with the people. So we are no longer speaking of billions of people. We are speaking of 10 or 100 billions of objects and people. And it's a big move, it's a big gap, and not only for technology, but for all the other challenges I already mentioned. We don't want that any object could be in relation with any other without trust, security, and reliability, and of course privacy. We don't want our pacemaker to discuss with any other object. This could be very dangerous for the people. And last but not least, all these technology provide a lot of data.
Yeah, big data.
Big data. So the immensity of production of data is before us, and we have to find ways to process this data, and that's clearly, I mean, from all of this, the biggest challenge that is facing us.
Okay, we have a big work for tomorrow.
Oh yes, of course, and that's the reason of this conference. More than 2,000 people, very, very young, very energetic, exciting. So when you're in such atmosphere, you believe in the future.
Yes, we believe in the future. Good conclusion.
Thank you very much.